Hi there, welcome to a series of videos called English for Emerson. In this series of videos, we'll learn some basic English reading and writing. You need something to write with, something to write on. We got a common saying today. It's a little bit more like a riddle. A riddle is kind of like, it's a little bit more of like a sing-song thing, like roses are red, violets are blue. I got an itch in my head and I love you. Whatever. It it has a little bit of a rhythm to it. I don't really like this saying that much, mostly because it's something that I should have followed this advice when I was younger. I've been guilty of not following this folk wisdom. Here we go. We start off with a capital I, straight line down. Then we're going to make a crossbar at the top and the bottom. We're making the word if. Then you. Oh, what is that? F-A-I-L. F-A-I-L. That spells fail. Isn't that weird? Fail. It's not fail. No, it's not fail. It's fail. I guess you could kind of make sense out of that. Fail. Like fail. Yeah. And then you kind of smash it together. Fail. What does it mean to fail? It means to not succeed. It's a failure. It doesn't work. Things don't work out as a failure. If you fail to plan, comma, I don't have my lines on this board anymore, so as I'm kind of doing it freestyle. I hope you got some good lines on your paper. And let me know, Emerson, tell me if you need me to go back to the lines. But I'm tired of trying to maintain them on this board. If you fail to plan, comma, you plan to fail. Oh my goodness gracious. This is a little riddle. Some people speak in riddles constantly. It's like you can't get them to say anything if it's not a riddle. It's like, and that gets tiresome. So this can be overdone as well. I think this is why I kind of don't like this. That's one of the reasons. Is it can kind of sometimes these riddles, little sayings, can be overdone. But this has some truth in it. If you fail to plan, meaning if you don't plan, you plan to fail. It means if you don't have a plan, then your plan is that things aren't going to work out. You have to have a good plan, is what this is trying to say. And to a certain extent, I think that this is true, and this is something that I have not done well over the years. And I feel bad about it too. So this kind of makes me irritated. I've not been a good planner. And I've seen that this is true to a certain extent. Like when I was younger, just for example, when I went to college, I didn't have a good plan about what I wanted to do. And maybe that's just my karma. I don't know. But I did not have a good plan about what kind of career I wanted to have or something like this. I was like, I'm just here. I did fine, but I had no idea what I was doing there. If you don't have a good plan, you're not setting yourself up for success. It's best to sit down and make a plan. It might not work out, but it's best to sit down and make a plan. A couple of years ago, I was, after Grandpa Chuck passed away, I had a hard time, and I thought about things. I sat down with myself a little bit, and I really had to think about things. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a better job of trying to plan things out. Yeah. I was kind of forced by that experience of my dad passing away to stop a little bit and start making some better plans. I still haven't done a good job, but I think I've done a little better. Listen, this could be overdone though. I met a guy one time, and then I'm going to be done. Don't worry. I'm not going to go on too long. But I met a guy one time when I was a teacher. Years and years ago, I was a teacher. This is going back 30 years ago or something. I mean, yeah, good grief. That's been a long time ago now. Anyway, and I met a guy, and I looked at his daily planner. It's like a little book that you open up, and it has the date on it. And then it has, and then it has a time schedule. Like it starts off at like 5 a.m. and it goes all the way until midnight. And then, you can write things in, your plan for the day. He had a daily planner. 6 a.m., he had in there, wake up. 6:15 was shower. 6:30, eat breakfast and drink coffee. 7 o'clock, leave for work. 7:30, arrive at work. And then, he had, as soon as work was over, then he had his entire evening planned out. Like 4 o'clock, get home. Then he had, read the paper, read the news at 4:30. Exercise at 5, eat dinner at 6:30, check emails at 7 p.m., watch TV at 8, go to bed at 9. He had his entire day planned out. He couldn't move. He had no freedom. I could never do that. And he probably got more done in a day than I ever would. But that's not my cup of tea. Anyway, this is a tough one for me. But you know what? It's true. People who really make a good plan tend to succeed. It's best to sit down once in a while and write out your goals. Your short-term goals, medium-term goals, like things you want to accomplish in a couple of years, and then long-term goals, things you want to accomplish in 20 or 30 years. It's best. Otherwise, you just drift through life and it's hard to get anything done. Do you follow me? You have to set the ship of your life for a destination. You have to plan to get somewhere. You might not ever get there, but it's best to set your course. Otherwise, you drift and you don't get anywhere. True saying. Here we go. That's it for English for Emerson. Thank God I'm done with this saying. I don't like it much. I'll get to a one I like better maybe next time. We'll see you. Bye-bye.